Clips of this game are taken during my live stream, so feel free to come and hang out anytime. Link in description below. Tunic is a cryptic, isometric action-adventure released in March 2022 by a one-man indie developer with later assistance from the publisher Fiji. Some of my favourite games are from indie developers who are not afraid to try something new, or taking something old and giving it a new lease of life. This is what Tunic feels. A mix of both new, yet familiar mechanics inspired by The Legend of Zelda and Dark Souls. To avoid any major exploration spoilers, I am ensuring the content in this video is only within the opening hours of the game. If you wish to watch a full gameplay through, check my livestream videos where these are saved. You wake up on a beach as a fox with little to no guidance on what to do in the world. The mystery of Tunic is its greatest strength. However, this obscurity can be its greatest weakness, as at times you may get frustrated on not knowing where to go next, as the game does very little signposting on what to do. You will be given an objective and clues in the game manual of what steps you need to do overall. But in between is the adventure of discovery. Do not let the cute graphics fool you. This world is not friendly, and the challenge will ramp up before you know it. Once again, this is a cryptic game, so much so that the game has its own unique language, which prominently is displayed on the game manual, and a few words of the player's language, with pictures to try to convey its message. The game respects your intelligence by drip feeding you just enough information to get you by. In fact, even the game maps are not unlocked unless you find one of the most important collectibles the game hides around the world. That is what I've already alluded to, that being pages of the game manual. Typically, finding a piece of the game manual will give you 2 pages of information, which could be about how items work, gameplay, zone maps, in-game story, and or clues. This will bring the nostalgia right back to when you would open a physical case and see a game manual included full of artwork and information. This was inspired by Nintendo manuals back in the day. The information within the manual slowly unravels, just like the mystery surrounding the game. The fox has abilities to do things right off the gate. You just need to know how to do it. The world is divided into different locales, such as the overworld, the East Forest, the West Garden, the beach region, swamp graveyard region, mountain, and various underground zones. Most of these zones will require you to find an item or tool to allow you to enter or even progress further through. And not unlike games such as Zelda, it will involve some back and forth as you gain knowledge from the manuals or beef yourself up with stats or tools. There's definitely a nod to the Triforce, with you needing to acquire 3 objects to complete a major section of the game. There's also a huge nod to Dark Souls 1, requiring you to ring 2 bells, akin to the 2 bells of awakening.
Silent, but too late now. Well, since you're here, let me help you out. There are actually 2 bells of awakening.
But before you can get too comfortable, the game will ensure it will add a few twists along the way to knock you off the all-important discovery of why you are doing what you are doing. Exploration is an integral aspect, arguably the most important aspect of the game. From delving the depths to opening hordes of treasure chests to tracking down the elusive game manuals and coming to grips with the mystery of the story. Treasure chests can house in-game currency, a much sought after weapon, various items such as bombs or restorative items. The game enjoys shining objects in your face and challenges you to come and find it. The game loves to hide chests and shortcuts off the beaten path, or forces you to use your eyes and really examine the environment around you. I can't recall how many times I refused to progress further until I could get that chest taunting me, slightly out of reach. However, on some occasions I needed a certain tool or progress a little more before I could get to it. Speaking of shortcuts, the game has a plethora of ways of making traveling back to where you were faster. Although the fast travel mechanic in the game can be useful, it is quite cumbersome also, as there are only a handful of teleportation pads in the game, and unlocking some of these are not so straightforward. It's always a fantastic discovery when I find a rope I can suspend down a wall to travel back quicker the next time, or opening a drawbridge or door. The game has a lot of secrets waiting to be discovered, so I cannot say any more on this. Every new region will bring with it new enemies, and although the range of enemies is not astounding, what it delivers and positioning of these enemies and combos of these enemies can have you die many times. The big standouts in the game are easily the bosses, which can feel epic at times. If you feel the combat is only serviceable, the bosses will bring a whole new dynamic. You will employ blocking, dodging, various weapons and items to take them down. The game will give you enough supplies as you adventure so you don't be like me and hold back on hoarding items. In fact, the game has a system where using items regularly can have a portion of them refresh upon death to incentivize usage. I, of course, am very stubborn to not use items in most games, as I always believe they may be too finite and precious to use. I'm typically one of those Final Fantasy players which will hold all my elixirs and mega elixirs until the final fight, and then be frustrated that I could have used a bunch of them well in advance. But I'm telling you now, do not be afraid to use items in this game. I like to practice an encounter to get a feel for it before running in guns blazing, so to speak, with big item usage. If a boss feels like it's a lost cause, maybe you will need to upgrade yourself or finding an item which can almost trivialize the challenge. Outside of that, it's just practice. When you die, and you will die, you will respawn at the last Fox Shrine you visited with your healing potions refreshed, HP and mana. Similar to how Dark Souls would have its bonfires, its checkpoint system. You may have some items respawn with you, depending on usage, but generally what is used is used. These Fox Shrines will become even more important for sacrificing items during the game to bolster your progress. There is also a single merchant who I thought was going to kick my ass the first time I met it, and he appears in various locations throughout the adventure and restocks items and new items from time to time. So without giving too much of the mystery away, I will conclude the video here. And that's it, my fox-hugging unicorns. This is a special game and you won't regret trying it out. Solve the mystery of Tunic for yourself, or at the very least, watch someone and help them solve it, such as watching my streams. If you want to see more, please feel free to like and subscribe. And remember, in case I don't see you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Thanks for watching. Jamie out. Well, to the... Oh, my... What the... Oh, no. I have to fight all of these guys at once? Can I just steal whatever this is? Yeah, whatever it is. Okay, I got it. I don't care if I die. I'm too young. Like, this is a lot to ask someone to kill. Ah. I guess the only thing is, all you can do is like keep running around in circles. I killed the guy with the helmet, their leader thingy. Well, he looked like a leader. Oh. Like, I probably don't need to kill them because I got the item, whatever the hell it was. But I'm gonna see, just for the fun of it, can I do it? Oof. I wish these potions healed me. There probably is a way to make that happen. Lots of them are on low health at least. Okay, one down. Ah, he killed one of them with his own hook. Funny. Oh shit, now he's using his hook against me. Okay, 2 to go. Okay, he has almost full health. Just literally running in and around these chairs. Yes! Skills! Skills! They're all dead. That looked like it was not even possible.